Frank Ehrhardt, John R. Wood Properties, Christie's International. Welcome to the Southwest Florida market update for September 2025. Median sales price for the month was $354,000. That's down about 5% from the prior year. If you take a look at the number of active listings that are on the market, it's 3,576 listings, and that's also down about 5% from the prior year. Number of sales for the month, we had 445 sales. That's actually up about 10% from the prior year. First time we've had an increase year over year in quite some time. Months of inventory, we're sitting at about 8 months, still solidly a buyer's market, but it's come down considerably from where it was earlier in the year. And then the number of days to sell, it's right at about 60 days right now. So my outlook for Cape Coral, we've had a very quiet hurricane season so far. 3 weeks left, knock on wood, we're good. Interest rates have been dropped once already this year. There's anticipated 2 more rate cuts before the end of the year. I don't think prices are going down any further. We've actually been around this level now for several months. And so I think if you've been sitting on the sideline, now is a great time to get in. Sellers, if you price your home right, they are selling. For the month, the median sales price was $349,000. That's about what it was at the same time last year. Number of active listings, we've got 3,519 listings in Fort Myers. That's up about 1% from the prior year. And if you look at the number of sales, we had 350 sales in the month, and that's also up about 1% from the prior year. Months of inventory, 10 months of inventory. So we're definitely still in a very solid buyer's market, and the time to sell up to about 77 days in Fort Myers. So my outlook for Fort Myers, over the last 12 months, we haven't seen a lot of fluctuation in pricing. Inventory has started to come down. Quiet hurricane season is definitely going to help us. Interest rate cuts earlier this year, a couple more planned for later this fall. I think we're going to continue to see pricing about the levels that we're at right now. Month, the median sales price on Fort Myers Beach was $553,000. That's up from $493,000 a year ago. It fluctuates quite a bit because there haven't been a whole lot of transactions on the beach, as we'll see here in just a moment. Number of active listings right now are up about 24% from the prior year. We've got 455 homes and condos for sale on Fort Myers Beach currently. Number of sales, we had 24 sales this month, and that compares to 23 a year ago. So about the same amount that we had last year. Months of inventory, we're sitting at about 19 months of inventory. That's come down quite a bit from where we were. We were well over 2 years not too long ago. So we have started to see that as seasonal people have taken their homes off the market. We anticipate that the number of homes on the market will start to increase here shortly. And then finally, number of days to sell, we're at 95 days, and that's up from 78 a year ago. So my outlook for Fort Myers Beach, quiet hurricane season is going to be a big plus. We need a big cold snap up north to get people thinking about Florida again. Median sales price for the month was $929,000. That's up from $840,000 a year ago. It fluctuates quite a bit just because of the limited number of transactions that we've had on Sandcap. Number of listings currently, we've got 404. That's up from 272 a year ago, and that's a 49% increase. Looking at the number of sales for the month, we had 25 sales during the month, and that's up from 16 a year ago. So we are starting to see more activity on Sandcap. Months of inventory, we're sitting at 16 months. That's down slightly from 17 months a year ago. Again, that's an improving market. And if you look at the days to sell, it's 103 days this year versus 108 days last year. And finally, my outlook for Sandcap, with 404 active listings, if you go back to like 2015 through 2019, the average for that period was 369. So we're only up about 10% from what a normal market looks like. Frank Ehrhardt, John R. Wood Properties, Christie's International. Thanks for watching. Come back next month. Any questions before then, my contact information is below.